Let's ask the Premier of that province about exactly what Katie was just bringing up. Dennis King is in Charlottetown as well. Premier King, good to have you with us. Thanks for making the time.
Thanks, Vashi, for having me back on.
Katie was talking, as our viewers were looking at some of the pictures of just the havoc and the destruction that Fiona wreaked over the weekend. Can you quantify for us, can you describe for us the level of that damage?
Yeah, actually, I just was in a DFO helicopter, Minister Compton and I, and our EMO leader, Tanya Mullally, and it was quite humbling and disturbing to see from the air the damage to P.E.I. Katie described the shoreline, the dunes, which were always lovely, and they were full of waves within the sand type of thing. And now it just looked like a professional sculptor took a knife and drew a straight line down on the north shore of P.E.I. It's really, really disturbing and disappointing and hard to deal with. And that's what we're picking ourselves up from. There's a lot of trees down, a lot of damage to homes and infrastructure, wharves, bridges. We lost a lot of our solar panel farm in Summerside that hasn't even come online yet, and it's amazing the damage that we're dealing with here.
I know power is a big part of it as well, and certainly the island was left without any for a while. Power has been somewhat restored, but still lots of people without it. Can you tell us a little bit about the efforts to change that, and if you have any sense, and I know it's very difficult to assess at this point, but any sense of a timeline for people who are still without it?
Yeah, look, I'm among those who are without it. So, I mean, obviously, I would like it to happen as soon as possible. We should be, knocking on the door of high 30s to 40% in the next few hours, and that will be great. But that means there's still 60% of islanders without it. They're just, our crews are working around the clock, but they're running into difficulties. Trees tangled up in power lines and roads that are covered with trees, etc. And I described it today, Vashi, it's like someone picked up our island and flipped it upside down, and now we have it back level again, and now we're trying to put it all back together. And it's a big undertaking, but I'm hoping we can make some mammoth strides in the next day or two and see where it goes from there. But as I said, it's a long grind here, and Islanders, I think, know we're in for some tough days.
And speaking of those tough days, you heard Katie also talk about just the financial need, right? The ability for people to access money that they need in order to even try and start that road to recovery. I know that you have provided some help when it comes to groceries, for example, or people that can use gift cards for that kind of thing. Is there a conversation going on with the federal government, or is there a means through which money can get to people faster? What can you tell people in P.E.I. who are watching and thinking about that right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, this is unlike anything we've ever dealt with, to be honest. I mean, and we've dealt with a lot in 3.5 years in P.E.I. The initial part of this, we've been trying to get food, water, gas, groceries to people, just as a beginning. And now we realize that people are without their, roofs on their homes and all of these different repairs that they need. So we know what's coming. Look, we have an ability to be a little more nimble. We're small as a province, so we know how to get money into the hands of people a little faster and maybe a little bit more efficiently than others have across the country. But the federal government has stepped up. I mean, the Prime Minister was here yesterday. We had a long chat about our needs. He has vowed, and committed to be there for disaster relief and also to deal with some of the infrastructure losses that we have. And I look, he's been great to P.E.I. during my tenure here, and I take him at his word that they will be fast and quick with all of that. But for the immediate need right now, we're just trying to put money out as quickly as we can to help as many as we can, as fast as we can.
The presence of the military and the help that they're providing, do you anticipate you'll be needing that for a while? And do you anticipate that need could grow as the assessment of the damages continues?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you raising that, Vashi. We've already received news from the federal department that the stay of our troops will continue and has been extended. So they're here for another few days again, and they have committed to essentially tell us how long you need us, and we'll be there in the effort. So, we also have all hands on deck. We have Samaritan's Purse, and we have the Salvation Army, and we have so many other people in here helping our provincial crews to do all the work that needs to be done. And there is, unfortunately, there is a lot of work and it's slow going, but we're resilient here. We're remaining positive, we're understanding, and we're leaning on each other, and that's kind of the island way, and that's what keeps me going every day, to be honest. That keeps our government going, keeps our province going, is the good-natured, living on PEI.
And just before I let you go, Premier, the Deputy Prime Minister is slated to meet with the big telecom companies tonight. I know that Nova Scotia had a real issue with them in the aftermath of the storm and throughout it. What about your province? Did you have any struggles with that, and your message to the Deputy Prime Minister as she meets with them?
Yeah, look, obviously more and more islanders, like Canadians, are relying on cell service and on our phones. We live on our phones. And when the power goes out and we have to have our telecoms boot up their service with generators, it takes a little time, and there's some challenges there. A lot of people have been left without service, but all of the members of the major telecoms sit at our EMO table every day. We're working together, trying to get through this to the best we can. They've given extra data to people to get us through here, and while it hasn't been perfect, we appreciate the work. But like everyone else, we want to find a way to get through disasters like this in the future, and anything we can do with our partners like the telecoms to help, I would appreciate it. And I would appreciate the Deputy Prime Minister doing everything she can to make that a little bit better for everybody.
Okay, Premier King, I'll leave it there. Like I said, I appreciate you carving out some time, and I'm sure it's safe to say, we're all Canadians watching tonight, thinking of everyone in PEI and what you're all going through. Thanks so much.
And it means the world to us. Thank you very much, Vashi. Thank you.
PEI's Premier Dennis King. Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.